And it's June 6th. So one day before the solstice, I have a massive fire pit going. Oh, it says it has the hours. That's cool. 14 hours, 28 minutes. Why does it say 200 hours there? I guess that's for the grass to grow back, maybe? Oh. You know what? I'm streaming. I need to start over. Hold on. And welcome back to Let's Play Vintage Story. This is June 6th. Here we are in the dead of summer, really quite close to the solstice. Got a massive charcoal pit going. And I wanted to bring you in because it is time to do some chores around the farm, around the house. So I was just doing a little bit of berry work. Partly because I feel like if I don't do this now, I'll never harvest these berries. But also because I want to experiment and see if the cows will eat the trough thing. You can put the mash of this fruit in the trough. And also, finally, I need a motivation to get me to move towards making alcohol production. So, okay, there we go. So that's a full 50 liters of berries right there, and I even ate a few. So let's go ahead and get those started. Now, in order to make alcohol in this game, yes, you first have to have juice. But then, you have to make a few machines. These are not crucial to anybody's game, but, you know, we're going to need to be thinking about that, so we'll probably need a lot more copper. So let's head on inside the Femboy Cathedral and maybe think about doing another batch of copper while we're waiting on that charcoal pit. Once the charcoal pit's done, of course, we'll continue feeding our cementation furnace more charcoal. Right now we're stuck at 19%, and I'm fresh out of charcoal. I don't even have enough for these blooms. Which means we can't really do copper yet at this time, can we? Well, I'll tell you what, we could do lead. See, lead, you only need conventional heat sources to get processed. Let's see, bismuth. How do I have ilmenite pulp? I must have gotten these from a chest or something. It's the only way that would make sense. Alright, and then I could also what I could also do is take one of these tin... No, I could use one of the zinc ingots and make it into zinc, sphalerite chunks, and then make bismuth bronze with it. Or I could take one of these tin ingots and do the same with regular bronze. But I think for purposes of being productive here, let's just do this. And we'll make 1,300 units of lead. And we'll just use some peat. I don't know how much we need. I'm going to go with 16. See how that goes. So we'll go ahead and light that. That should also give us experience in this area as well. And let's see, if I go to my levels, I don't have any current levels sitting around waiting to be claimed. Alright, let's go back to the blueberry production. Hi, doggy. One other reason that it kind of was nice to bring you in for this episode is because it is the solstice, and I do want to maybe do some sort of planning out of the build that I have in mind for that. In fact, now that I think about it, I could start building our sundial, basically. I think I have the resources to do this. Tell you what I'm going to do. I really think, although I do enjoy using, and we will need to use the lime from the limestone, I think I'm actually going to... I think I'm actually going to get a whole bunch of these blocks and use it to make the sundial. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to harvest 64 of these out of this slab. We can always go get another limestone slab. It's not that hard. We should have plenty of lime for the time being, though. I would be reluctant to use up the other one like this. Now the question is, do I want to try to make these... Should I make them into bricks, or should I keep them raw and natural? That's a tough one. Turn my space heater off. Okay. So I'll head back out here now. Let's grab the mortar just in case we decide to do that. See, I think I get more bang for my buck, right? Let me just hypothetically... Maybe I'll make some up and see what the turnout is. There we go. And that blueberry just only good for 5 days, so... Unless I really get moving on alcohol production, I think those are probably going to fail. Okay, so again, we have 64 blocks, but if I were to take, let's say 8 of these, and make these, go through the process of making these into bricks, and then making these into brick blocks. We started with 8, and we're going to end up with 16. So we do double the amount of blocks we end up with from where we started. So maybe I'll use these for the edge or something, I'm not sure. Or I could just make the whole thing, because we're going to need a bunch of blocks of some sort. Now what I'm thinking... The first question is, do I want to make it here on this hill? The alternative would be... There's a pretty nice hill there. Maybe I should turn off blueberry marking. What's that? Oh, what? Oh. Meteoric iron often falls on the ground when you put it in the bloomery. Okay, so... This hill here is an option. It's hard to see, I know. Or that hill there. And I really should decide this now, even though it's dark out. It would have been nice if I started this earlier, because I can start getting my astrological alignments calibrated if I get this built soon. Let me at least go stand on the other hills and get a sense of how good they are. So here's this hill. This is the one where we have our windmill. I do kind of like the fact that this does face our big lake. And what if I went over here? Oh shit. Kind of scared me. This hill is even taller. What if I did it here? And there's the moon setting. It's very beautiful. Actually, yeah, let's do it here. I think this makes the most sense. Okay. So first things first, let's harvest up these trees. Get them out of the way. Oh, my axe is about to break. How much? Oh, yeah, this is... Oh, I had another axe. Never mind. It's my false alarm. Thank God. That makes things a lot better, a lot more convenient. Don't mind having a little extra oak wood either. You can use it for leather processing and things. I started making the gray dye, didn't I, last time? I should maybe check in on that. For gray leather for the next backpack upgrade. But, yeah, let's homogenize this hill height to about right here. With turnips growing all the way up here. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we could just do a circle generator, find a midpoint to base it on. Is that a good midpoint? Yeah, I really think it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this. Let me get these out of the way. Oh, and we got plenty of acorns too. Interesting coloration on that lightning strikes. Okay, so I think I've actually seen somebody pull up a mod that might have done this, but we need to use a circle generator, so I'm just going to go online. And the question is, how big do we want this circle to be? So I'm going to maybe say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 radius, which means 13 diameter. So let me pull this over. So it'd be 5, 3, 3, with 1, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. Okay. So I get the pattern. I think I've got it memorized. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to do the outside with these stone. I'm going to need more of these. I can see already. Let's just make all of these into stone bricks. I'll consider what to do with the rest of those later. Okay. So now I've got 62 of these things. 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, I have to build into the side like this. 5. Okay, so that's 5. And then it'll go 1, 2, and then this will be 3. I'm probably just going to need to use all the bricks. And then this will be 1. And then there's a 3 here. And then this becomes the 5. Okay, how do we feel about that? I think this will be good. Okay, so then we do 3, 1, 3, and then the 5 starts here. Okay, we're just gonna make all these into bricks. Okay, and I think this should be enough to finish the job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then 3, 1, and then 3, like that. Okay, perfect. And that actually worked out perfectly. So now we have a full circle here. Probably need a little bit of dirt to fill it in. But yeah, so now we can start making decisions about the sundial itself. And I think the thing I might want to do, what's the little fence post? If I were to, I think it's something like that. No, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. So what if I put a couple of these up? So in other words, this will be the thing. Actually, you know what? Let me just Google sundial. Okay, so the way that most sundials work, including big ones out in public, is that the shadow casting device tends to be not exactly in the middle, but kind of heading toward the opposite, you know, sort of the opposite direction where the sun is. So I guess let me just look up for inspiration, see what we come up with here. I was hoping for something a little bit more grandiose. Maybe if I type in monument or sculpture. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Okay, so just kind of using this kind of thing here. The pinnacle of the sundial seems to be about 3/4 of the way from the middle toward the direction that the sun is going to be hitting it from. Or I guess they'll be casting a shadow from the opposite direction that the thing's poking out. Okay, I think I've got it. So that means that if the sun, okay, so facing south, we know that the sun, let's see, northeast, rises over here, goes across like this, sets over here. So that means I want to have my shadow casting device peak somewhere about here. So what if I did something like this? I mean, I'll change the block, but this is kind of the design that I'm thinking I might go with. Something like that. Maybe I'll just shorten it a little bit until there, but... And then we'll see where this casts a shadow. Let me, we don't quite see the sun yet. I think I have just a small amount of time real quick to... steal some of this dirt from over here. And we'll repurpose it over there. Now I'll probably fill that in with something whiter at some point. And I'll definitely need to use a ladder or something to get up here. But let's at least get this ground nice and even. Perfect. Actually got literally the exact right amount of dirt there. Okay, so this is the solstice. I mean, I could just do it in the middle. Part of me would be okay with that. Maybe I'll do it both places. There. Now I've got two things that'll cast a shadow. So, as the sun rises over there, first of all, from this block, I mean, I could do it both ways. Yeah, here. Okay, so from this block, the sunrise on the horizon was right about here. So I'm going to mark that right there. And I don't have the ability to write on that sign just right now because I don't have any... Well, yeah, I don't have any chalk or anything, but it should be fairly clear. I'm also, like, kind of wishing that this trail mod would leave me alone for a second. I want this dirt to turn to grass for now. Not that it matters that much. Whatever. Okay, so it's not really casting much of a shadow yet. But boy, does that mini-map look nice. That looks good. So I'm waiting on seeing shadows. You know, that was insanely close. I'm not sure we're going to get much in the way of shadows up here on a cloudy day like today. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. But at least we've marked this, so I know that there's a line. We have an angle of sunrise. It's almost exactly true to that. And frankly, if we did have a shadow, it would cast it like all the way back here. It would be basically the opposite. I mean, if that's the middle, it'd be a parallel line, so it'd be like right there. But because it's you know, it's not really a sundial, I just realized. This is a monument that is marking the passage of the seasons, not the time of day. The sundial design is out. It wasn't great. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to anyway. Okay, so we're just going to go back to this calendar more thing. So now we've got... Yeah, I mean, we're seeing shadow there. But yeah, if we were to draw a line from that sign through this, then this is where the shadow would have been at sunrise on the solstice. So I think we've got the appropriate measurements. Yeah, because that was close too. The appropriate measurements marked out for our celestial calendar device up here. I like the circular nature of it. I'm going to leave these in a crate up here. These limestone bricks. Turns out you can make a crate just by like doing this. I think. Thought you could. Oh, I need the saw. Okay, so I'll just put all the bricks in here. And then let me just put these signs randomly here so we can use them at later times. Alright, so we've made a good head start on that project. I'll continue refining that over time. But now we've marked the solstice, and that's the main thing I wanted to do today for sunrise. That's why we stayed up all night. Alright, let's do another processing of these blueberries. Okay. And while that's draining, let's go check the charcoal. 3 hours in game, which is nothing. 7 o'clock, so it'll be about 10 o'clock when that's done. I don't know why these things don't stack. What the hell? Oh, the screw. It got a little bit off. That's okay. Oh yeah, my acacia tree. So I can't remember if I traded or I found it in a dungeon, but I got a couple of acacia tree seeds, and I'm just seeing over here that that is grown. So we may harvest that and try to get seeds out of it. Eventually, the redwood that I planted over here somewhere should grow. That'll be a nice thing. It should be right over here. Okay, it's gonna mature in 59 days. I guess it was the tooltip that I had was it was sprouting into a sapling. Okay, 2 hours and a half to go on that. But the blueberries are done. We now have a full barrel of blueberry juice, which I think I might take. Oh yeah, I'm making it into blueberry wine by sealing it there. Okay. And now, you know, the other thing is, what do we do with this mash? Well, the main thing is feed it to the pigs, for sure. I tried feeding some to the cows, and it looks like they're not wanting that. I guess I could try one there, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to eat that. I'll definitely give it to the pigs, though. And I have been catching more butterflies lately. Let me show you how to do that. They're a little bit tricky to catch sometimes. Okay, that one got away. But we'll get one soon. There's more blueberries. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go Control M, Control Shift M, and we're gonna turn off blueberries. I'll still mark white currant. What's the other one that has been annoying me? The flowers, I guess. That's okay though. So I've just turned off blueberry marking. It would be one thing if I could like make it so it didn't happen around my home, because I don't mind marking it in the wilderness. It's just around home it doesn't help me. Oh yeah, let's feed the pigs. They might still be, yeah, they're still doing pretty good. So let me make a couple more troughs so I can get this food used. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to get rid of the rest of this. I'm sure they'll be giving birth soon again. Okay, let's go check that charcoal. I think it's probably ready. We're going to need another 32, at least for now, plus 6 times 4 is 24. So let's just get a stack of charcoal. Whenever it finishes, that is. 1 hour to go. Tell you what, that's just the perfect amount of time for me to run to my kitchen, grab a drink of water. Alright, I'm back. I'll put these turnip seeds away. And although I'm very nearly ready to start harvesting this lake, I think I'm gonna wait. Actually, let me look up the fertilizer. So there's 3 types, well, there's a few types of fertilizer in the game. Bone meal does 30% N and P. Potash, which we... Ooh, that's interesting. It increases farmland max fertility, K fertility by 15. So we have to find Sylvate to get that, or we can buy it from the commodities trader. Now saltpeter we do have, and it gives us 44p, so we might want to just get that. And then compost, mostly an N boosting, a little bit of K. But yeah, saltpeter's most. And then ash, which is from meteoric expansion, mostly N and P. And bone ash, which is... well, it's P. I don't know if it's you get that from cooking bones or what. I can't remember. I think you do. But anyway, that's mostly for P nutrients. So let's maybe go get... Well, I'm tempted to go get some saltpeter. Look at all those bees. I should really also expand my bee hives as well, and I should harvest these up. I mean, it's as good of a thing to do as anything else while we wait for that charcoal. And if I remember correctly, you need 24 of these per skep. Could be 16. It's either 16 or 24. So it's always good to have a nice new batch of 64 cattails to work with. And it really doesn't hurt to hold off on harvesting the bees until later, until you need the resources, because they will swarm faster if you keep it concentrated. I've seen people make elaborate like bee setups with like fencing around it to prevent raccoons from getting in, and putting them on little tables in the middle of this little perfectly built garden. And whereas I appreciate the aesthetic aspects of any build, I have to excuse me, I have to say that I've learned that is not the most efficient way to keep bees. My setup is actually shockingly effective. It's far less beautiful, but it's very effective at bee activities. Okay, only 14 more. Okay, there's our cattails. And if we really want to get fancy, we'll just pop over to the clay. And we'll grab some clay. And make every single one of these into a skep. So yeah, there's 16 each. So we'll go ahead and put these up next to our current beehives, and these will be full in no time. Yeah, this is more efficient than having a cute little garden set up. There you go. I'm always paranoid about busting the flowers, and then when I go in to check on them, I bust them anyway. Okay, here's a oh, no, that's a crow. I thought it was a butterfly. Alright, so anyway, going back to what I was doing, let's get a stack of charcoal. Very nice. Okay, there's half. There's a lot of charcoal. This is an 8x8x2. So every time I harvest one of these, it's a... So 8x8x8x2. This essentially is a 64, 128 times 8 is the total number. Or 16 times 64, whatever that is. Anyway, the point is there's a lot of charcoal here, and I've already blown right past my stated goal, so that's fine. We'll have a little extra. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually gonna drink some of this juice. Not great. It's probably similar nutritional value to the berries themselves, the equivalent berries that you would get out of it. So, kind of works. Oh, by the way, I noticed that I'm starting to get these established trail blocks from walking along here. So that's what the final stage, I think, of the trail mod does to the ground. Alright, so heading over to the steel, the cementation. Okay, there's our 32. We will eventually add a torch holder specifically for the cementation furnace. But this is the second out of 5 burns to get to that steel, which I'm very excited to have. Let's go ahead and get these blooms going, now that we have some charcoal. Oh, and this... I neglected my lead. So I'll go ahead and re-light that one. And at least it doesn't require much. When you do flub up like that, all you gotta do is reheat it briefly, and it comes into molten form pretty quickly. Okay. Oh, and I need to light these. Okay. Now, I think the next thing I want to do is harvest our flax field. I think it's about ready. Let me just find some saltpeter, because I have the feeling we might need it. Not sure why that's not playing. There, good. I think it's playing now. Alright, so I've got a stack of saltpeter. But let's go out here and harvest our flax. It should be ready. We're going to have so much. An obscene amount of flax. We're probably going to level up in farming here too, I'm guessing. Alright, so as you can see, the land here has a K value of 33%. But if I put these in here, that will heal much faster. In fact, by the time I finish harvesting the field, I bet you there'll be noticeable improvement there. And we've already got like 3+ stacks of linen fibers. Yeah, slow release fertilizer will give plus 44% decay over time. But it's much faster than the natural soil heal rate, so it's basically just like a speed boost to the heal rate of the soil. What is that, snow? I guess there's a few rogue pieces of snow up on the cathedral too. So these have each been 12, right? That means I should have used... Oh no, this is 15. 15 plus 12 is 27. So we're right on. There we go. And let's just get the rest of these down. And then, just to save room in inventory, I'll consolidate those. That's nice to have. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is replant this entire field. Again, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 15, so that's, yeah, it's going to be 60 total, isn't it? Because we got 12, 12, 12, 15, and 9, so that's, yeah, 12 times 5 is 60, which is exactly how much saltpeter I needed, so... Oh, yeah, sorry, I was misreading this, but K level is actually 15% there, so we're waiting until it gets up quite a bit higher now with that fertilizer, so... Yeah, there's a little bit of a performance issue there, I think. Okay, so now since we have flax grain, we can also feed the cows, finally, something they'll like. Which is very important because we need to get these cows more acclimated to human love. So we'll go ahead and just give them a bunch of flax and they'll eat that. You guys aren't still lactating, are you? No, she is. I guess did she just give birth to that new one? I think that might be the case. Couldn't hurt to try. no go on that. Too many bulls. Okay, and she's pregnant now. Now eventually, yeah, that's generation 1 bull. What I could start doing is winnowing the older generation out. But I think it's more effective if you do that with the female cows because they're the ones that pass on the generation, I think. Okay, let me consolidate some of those. And then some of these we'll put on like that. Okay, so we've got a pretty good start to our linen. Now let's think about what we want to do with linen first. I mean, the first few things I could think of are maybe expanding our sail up here. Hang on. Oh yeah, I need to, I keep getting distracted. I'm gonna put 4 of those together. One of those here. Okay, so let me, see if I can get a seed out of this. Acacia. I'm very, very confident that I will, of course. Acacias are notorious for not having any problem reproducing with more seeds. Alright, let's cut the rest down. I think I saw a seed at least already, so I'm good to go on keeping the cycle of life going. Acacia wood is a beautiful wood if you cut it. It's not as beautiful if you use it as a log, in my opinion. But if you do cut it into boards, just like in Terra Firma Craft or Minecraft itself, you get this nice red colored wood texture. Okay, finally I did get the butterfly. I think I already have that one. It's bizarre, there's like over 100 and some butterflies in the game, and I've gotten 2 that I've already had before. Okay, so yeah, we got 4 acacia seeds. So I'll put a few down. Okay, now let's go in here and first of all, let me show you my butterfly collection so far. As you can see, I've doubled up on 2 of them inexplicably. Might be regional. There might be some sort of regional preference for that particular type of butterfly. Not sure. Oh yeah, I need to deal with the lead. I keep forgetting that. Damn. Alright, let's get these chickens reproducing. It's nice to have the grain. The grain is so helpful with the animals. Okay, so let's get the lead. I think we'll probably still be okay. Having some weird sound issues on today's episode. That's molten for sure. So 13. Let's see if we can get these poured down. Oh, it's barely molten. On the other hand, lead is specifically a low melting point metal, so we might be okay to get these done. I wish you could do a mold for a plate. That's 12, and then I think one more. Okay. And those blooms aren't that far away from being done either. Let me go back here and see if the pigs could use more food yet. Probably not, but I don't know what else to do with these things. Then again, I could probably just stack them. Let's see, that's red currant. And this is blueberry. Now, it did stack on that one for some reason. That's weird. But these ones won't stack. That's okay. You know what? This turns into rot pretty quickly, and then we can use that for compost creation. So it'll be fine. I'll just let these rot. Okay. Let's at least put the linen away. Okay. And yeah, you can do the math on that. We came away with an extra 23 bonus seeds from that as well. Okay. So let me go ahead and make another sale. Let's do 2 sales because I'd like to improve both windmills. Okay, there we go. So I think we're about oh shoot. Our main windmill here is level 4 out of 5, I want to say. But let's go ahead and max out this particular windmill blade. Oh, there's the ladder. So this one will always have pretty good power from now on. Come on. There we go. Love that sound. Okay, and that is the max you can go with this. You cannot do another one if you wanted to. So that is as fast as this is going to go unless we added a whole entirely different windmill and compoundedly connected the two. Very subtle look, looks longer, but it's pretty subtle. Now, I do want to go improve the other windmill, even though I like how derpy it is. Maybe I'll go ahead and grab something that we can grind down while we're up there. Well, I'll just use the grain. I'll use the flax. Okay, now that looks a little bit better. I'm gonna replace that dirt with a different wood. Let's make this. Oh shit. Forgot that those things actually like to follow the rules of gravity. Okay, and we did get lime in the last time we used that. Did I lose a black currant bush at all? I don't think that. Looks like I did not. If I did, it was smashed out of the game. Okay, so we'll try to recreate this. Okay, it's fine. Somehow the rest of that stayed intact. Okay, so we'll put a flax in there and start grinding that down to flax flour. And put the excess flax seeds over here. Alright, so going back over to here, let's check on the quality of the soil now. That's up to 18. 18. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and replant. I know it's, I don't think there's any efficiency advantage to waiting because whatever slower growth rate you get for having low quality soil, it's healing, but I don't think healing without being planted on is cumulatively faster than using the time anyway. In other words, I don't think it makes a difference that we plant while it's still healing. Okay, so that's in the ground. Let me go ahead and check my farming here. So we do have... This would give us the ability to recycle farmland even after it's plowed. Orchard would increase fruit tree yield. Let's do that. We're going to have orchard fruit soon, for example. Well, the cherry is not going to give us anything, but the apple trees might. There's one there. There's one, like, down here somewhere. Where is it? This is just from the wild, more or less. But that's 10 days away. And then we famously succeeded in moving this one over here, so that one's got 9 days until those apples are ready. That's nice. Okay. Well, folks, I think I'm going to call this a little bit of an early episode. I'm very tired. But thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one on Let's Play Vintage Story.